I want to kick everything off with one of the new shows that we're launching in the Walking Dead universe. This is Tales of the Walking Dead. This is a brand new series in the Walking Dead universe. It's going to give us 6 entirely original standalone stories featuring new characters, existing characters, which you'll see on the panel. Each episode is a brand new story, and we're a few short weeks away from the premiere. That will be Sunday, August 14th, 9 p.m. Eastern on AMC, with the first 2 episodes available that same night on AMC+. But before, please, that's okay, you can clap. You don't have to. Some people are like, I've been in lockdown for a couple years, we're not gonna clap for everything. But I really hope you have a nice time today. And we're gonna take a quick look at the trailer for Tales of the Walking Dead, Hall H. I legitimately have not been in front of people in like 2.5 years. This is the greatest thing in the world. I'm gonna bring out everyone now, starting with the Walking Dead universe, Chief Content Officer Scott M. Gimple. Showrunner and executive producer of Tales of the Walking Dead, Channing Powell. Director and executive producer, Michael Satrazemis. And cast members, Terry Crews, Danny Ramirez, and returning as the infamous Alpha, Samantha Morton. Jesus. I mean, I know, every year at Comic-Con I think, I'm gonna do that this year, and then I didn't do it. I love it, just so funny is like, we were talking backstage and your son was like, he's probably gonna like open his shirt. I'm like, I wonder how long into, 5 seconds, 5 seconds. Please have a seat, you all look wonderful, it's so wonderful to see you here.
So is that why you don't use different types of buttons?
Yeah, I use the snappy buttons so that they're
fair
easy to reattach. So.
Next time you just gotta do the flex chair, like, and then just rip. Pretty awesome.
Booster seat next to you.
First of all, let's talk to Scott M. Gimple. So the Tales of the Walking Dead is an anthology series. There are characters we've seen, but there's also a lot of new characters that we haven't seen. So can you kind of talk about the thought process behind which stories you wanted to bridge off of, what new stories you wanted to tell? Because obviously as we expand the universe and continue to, we know that the apocalypse is happening everywhere. So what was some of the thoughts going into this one?
I mean, one of the big things that drove the ideas of this, of just an anthology series, were all the questions from fans of the shows. What is happening here? What is happening there? Can we see past characters? And when I moved into this position, we wanted to do 2 things. We wanted to evolve the existing stuff on The Walking Dead that people dug, and then we wanted to invent brand new things. And this show was originally maybe going to be specials, but then we decided to tell this anthology series, and with Walking Dead going, Fear the Walking Dead, it tilts a little bit more towards the new. Mm-hmm. But then we have Samantha Morton down there, hold down this fire. For a great story about Alpha.
So just as the sort of the content officer, and I'll probably ask Channing the same question as you, who's a longtime writer on The Walking Dead, how are you approaching story-wise, like telling stories that we have not seen in 12 years, but also like not going so far off the map that you might alienate, like longtime fans?
Well, the stories do. The DNA is the Walking Dead story values, which is this heightened reality, but real emotion, character-based, big characters that people can lock onto, and letting the characters lead the stories. Each one of these stories has these just indelible, big characters. Like everybody we saw there, they're the anchor of the story.
Yeah.
It isn't just the situation.
Got it. So as I said, Channing wrote many episodes of The Walking Dead, going back to season 4, I think, and also worked on Fear as well. Having had so much experience in The Walking Dead universe, how did you want to approach this one differently?
Oh, I was really excited about this one because I in writing for The Walking Dead for so many years, it's based on incredible IP. A lot of the characters are already made. You're kind of coming into something and seeing if you can get their voice down and adapt to that. And you're always kind of secretly wondering, what would I do if I was in the apocalypse or my friends were in the apocalypse? So I was excited to sit down with my writer's room and think, like, what have I not written on the show before? What have I not seen in this world before? What might give Scott a heart attack? What will he be okay with? And, I tried to push the boundaries, but also stay within, hopefully, what the fans really like.
Channing Powell is a genius, and your minds are going to be fucking blown.
Yes.
So you have, this run is 6 episodes.
Yeah.
So how are you deciding what stories? Were there things that have been percolating for years that you kind of had just kind of like, oh, someday I want to do this? Was it wholly new ideas?
Scott had sort of like a bevy of stories that he had already worked on when I came aboard as the showrunner, and then I
Full bevy.
full bevy, and I was like, I'll entertain some of those. And then here are some totally crazy off the wall ideas that I have, and let's see how we can marry them.
And there was even stuff that Channing and I had worked on before Tales. So it was just this heady stew of story.
Yes.
Michael Satrazemis has directed on several of the Walking Dead shows. He is a legend.
He's okay.
In the Walking Dead universe. How is this one compared for you as a director?
Well, I mean, as a filmmaker and a creator, this is the everything. You get amazing stories, a wealth of talented people that you've created with for a long time in a genre that you know, and then you get to bring in new people and the old and filmmakers that you love and let them have this one story, these little movies, these little films, and then separating all 6 of them as far apart from one another that you can. It's the dream. So it's taking everything. I mean, The Walking Dead was my birth of the last decade and gave me every opportunity, fueled by you guys. So thank you very much. You have placed the fuel under a rocket ship that has allowed me to live my dreams. So I want to thank you. I can't enough. But this feels like something exciting. And if you dig what we've just done, and you will, I promise you. What we can do is off the scale. So fuel this rocket ship, please.
Could you,
Please.
not to sound like a high school essay, but like, could you compare and contrast the idea of directing episodes that are part of like really long arcs versus like, okay, these are self-contained stories?
Yeah, when you have a linear story, I mean, it's each element in each part is part of a much larger story, and you're doing a section of it. So you're really trying to craft it to make sure that you're not going too far, because the next episodes bring out another piece of an arc, and and every once in a while you get that kind of bottle, which is what Scott Gimple gave me as my first episode, The Grove, and that was what launched everything, is the kind of things that I really love to do. But when you're doing a linear story, you're telling one very lengthy story. These are short, concise little films that have a beginning and an end. It's very rewarding. It's more theatrical, and you just get to work through with so many talented people. That's what's really neat, is that they have most of the cast isn't here. Wait till you see everybody. We're blessed and lucky, and to get people like Terry, who on his first day arrived and just was a huge fan of The Walking Dead,
Big time.
and and spoke about it, get him excited, and cut him loose in this genre. It's this is exciting stuff.
And by the way, I do want to leave a couple minutes for questions later on, so if you do have a question for the Tales panel, by all means line up. We'll have some time for that. But Terry Crews, it's so nice to see you. We met last night, and I was so watching you fan out over. Terry ran up to every Walking Dead cast member. Oh my God, I'm such a huge fan.
I did.
Legitimate.
I hugged them all.
All of them.
You're alive. You're here.
Yeah, we got there first, and you were actually like, oh my God, are they showing up? Are they showing up? And you kept looking at the entrance to see when they would.
I was, because you got to understand, I've spent years with these characters, and it is a dream of mine to be a part of this world. You have to understand, I'm gonna take everybody here back to 1968. And Dwayne Jones, the star of Night of the Living Dead. First time I ever saw a black hero who was literally running the show. You have to understand, I was born in 1968. So I had never seen anything like that, but then when I got to the end and I saw the opportunity for social commentary in that way, I saw the power of what well-crafted horror could do. And you have to understand, comedy and horror are two sides of the same coin. I had a very, very hardcore upbringing, but I had to laugh to keep from crying. And when I see, my opportunities in the horror space, I saw this as like, man, it took me back to like the moments in Aliens when Bill Paxton gives you the game over moment. It was the biggest laugh probably in any movie, in movie history at the time. You know what I'm saying? And you realize, wait a minute. These are two sides of the same coin. And to be a part of this Walking Dead universe, you have to understand too, for me, this is a metaphor for thoughts. And when you look at the Walking Dead, it's like the way I always thought of it is a thing where I had all these thoughts that will always come no matter what. And it's like the dead. You always have to fight. You always have to battle these bad thoughts that come at you all the time. And when I saw this show, I was like, this is like a metaphor for my life. And let me tell you, I've never had a more satisfying filming experience. When I'm talking about as dramatic, and Olivia Munn, I got to give her all the props in the world. Olivia Munn, who I also worked with her on a little show called Newsroom years ago, and we had our reunion. But I cannot tell you how happy I am to be a part of this universe, and I promise you, you are going to love what we put down. I promise
you. When you said game over, man, like it just popped back into my head. A handful of years ago, I was doing a panel and Tom Cruise was on, and Bill Paxton was in the audience, and Tom Cruise was going, "Game over, man! Say it!
Yes.
It's like that. And speaking of Tom Cruise, Danny Ramirez, who was in Top Gun Maverick.
Associated with him now.
Yeah.
Forever.
How familiar were you with The Walking Dead before coming into the show, and any preparations?
Well, I was pretty familiar I was watching the series while I was at NYU, and as I was graduating, I was actually the voiceover actor for a week for this character named Javier from the Walking Dead video game. And then they rewrote him to be a little bit older, so then my job was short-lived. But a lot of preparation in the universe, and a lot of, I think what drew me to it is just how human and small these stories could be, and small as in the intimacy of it. And when you think of zombies and you think of survival, you think of like these massive, like life-changing moments, but so many of them are like the intimate moments that we had on set in some of those scenes were so human, and the pressure of trying to survive brings a magnifying glass to those moments, and you realize how we have those every single day of our lives, whether or not we're being chased by walkers. So the universe always drew me in that way, as there was a beautiful small story to be told in this massive extinction moment, really. So, yeah.
Good answers. So many good answers. On our first panel back after
Did I pass the comparative?
Is this your first Comic-Con panel?
Yeah, my first Comic-Con.
This is your first Comic-Con panel? Congratulations!
First time I've been allowed in front of a microphone, so we'll see. Still too early to tell.
It's going very well so far. It's going very well so far. Is there anything that you can sort of talk about from your episode in particular without giving anything away, or something that excited you about it?
I hadn't ever been given the opportunity to just, from Lindsay, the writer, to Daniela Pineda, to myself, just like of having a Latinx creative team as well, part of it. So for all Latinx, Latino, Latina, Latin, whichever way you want to say it, And it was so exciting to just be able to tell this story and just look at the call sheet and just see myself in it, my family in it, you know, and be able to and know that an amazing group of people gave us a platform to tell this story. So it was just awesome to get the chance. So I appreciate y'all really.
All right. Samantha Martin.
Thank you. Wow.
Alpha was such an incredible character. And I mean, I wouldn't even say, like, I'm always hesitant. I try to be hesitant to say, this character's a hero or this character's a villain, because every character's surviving, you know?
Yeah.
And certainly that was Alpha's MO, was survival at all costs. Can you talk a little bit about reprising your role from The Walking Dead? And now in Tales, the character of Alpha is known as D, D-E-E.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about Dee, and what was it like to basically do her prequel?
I mean, oh my God. Imagine, I was so gutted when Alpha died. Do you know what I mean? Like, the role of a lifetime of, you know, so, but all good things, you know, must pass. And it was like, I was like, okay. And then when I got the call that there was, you know, this was going to happen, potentially, I was, oh my gosh, I was just, you know, more than excited, because, you know, I'm 45 years old, and as an actress and a woman, the roles kind of change in television and film. You're kind of making the tea, or you're the wife, or you know, they can be pretty rubbish. And so for me, this was like the role of a lifetime. So, and also I don't know, like the idea of thinking about what made Alpha Alpha. Who is she? Who are the Whisperers? What is this all about? I just wanted to know, right? Even if they didn't make it, I was like, what happens? What happens, you know? And then it was Channing, and I was so excited. And then Mikey. So I worked with Mikey on The Walking Dead, and I just adore the team, and it's a family. You'll probably know that about us all now, The Walking Dead, this universe. We all take very good care of each other. A bit of a ramble there, sorry. But I was just honored. And then it's also like this excitement of, because if you remember, if for those of you that know like a little bit of the flashbacks in The Walking Dead, I think it was season 9, they were Lydia's flashbacks. So we don't know if they were true or not.
Oh, interesting. Wow.
So this is interesting because this is Dee's perspective. Dee is who Alpha was before she becomes Alpha. And it's so exciting because she's always Alpha, she's always there, you know, it's like she's always under the, you know, we are who we are. And I think also you're talking about society and metaphors, or, you know, for those people out there that feel, you know, trapped in their body, or, you know, there's a lot of things to do with gender and identity and who we are. I think as an actor, to play someone who's, you know, suppressing who they really are and then being able to blossom, it was such an honor. And I had the best time with Mikey and little Scarlett, who plays Lydia, Scarlett Bloom, who's mind-blowing. I mean, extraordinary. So yeah.
Excellent. We can, if people want to start asking questions, we certainly can have some time for some fan questions if you would like. Is there? Hello.
Oh wow, what a light!
Right?
This, yeah.
It's a good light. Hey, congratulations on being the first
You look
question asker
fantastic.
of the Walking Dead Universe panel.
Thank you. Hi everyone.
What's up? What's up?
My question's for Terry. My name's Luke, by the way, and my question for you is, what got you most invested into joining the Walking Dead universe?
What got me?
What got you most invested in joining the Walking Dead
Oh,
Universe?
well, first of all, I'm a fan. Hey, listen, if I wasn't on this stage, I'd be in this audience. And you have to understand, each character became a member of my family. In the panel that's going to be coming up right after this, I knew them, I loved them, I went with them, and I was just like, and then I got a call. And I'll never forget, my agent was like, hey man, would you ever do The Walking? I know this is a lot, this is different for you. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, they had me at hello. I am the biggest fan. You don't understand. When I got a chance to hang with Norman and Melissa and all these guys, I was just like seeing them in person. They are family, because this is another thing. This is the kind of show where you have to invest. There's no halfway in. You are either in or you just never started. And I am 100%, and I'm so proud and happy to be a part of this universe. It is truly a dream come true. And I just appreciate all these guys on this stage for believing in me and giving me this shot. And I hope you're not disappointed, because I put everything I have into this. And I'm telling you, I think you're going to enjoy it.
He's got goosebumps.
It is fantastic.
He's literally got goosebumps right now.
It was funny last time, because when you came up and you were like, "Oh my God, Norman, I'm Terry." And then you'd walk away, and then the cast was like, "Holy crap, that was Terry Crews!" You know, like, it was so wonderful to see, and it was just like, "Oh, this is what Comic-Con is," you know. It's just like watching people nerd out over each other. Hi, we can have another question. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Kylie.
Hi, Kylie. What's your question?
After being on set for so long and being around zombies all the time, do any of you guys get any zombie nightmares?
That is a great question. It does happen. Did you have one?
I asked you this yesterday.
Yeah.
If just like being in the genre. Like,
And I told you, like, yes, and also what it conditioned me to do is every time I go into a new space, I'm like, exit, I could break that chair. Legitimately, like, my brain, like, maps out.
You know what I think? It's not about nightmares, but it does make you rethink everything. Just everything. Like, when you're going out, normally if you've got kids, you have to have wet wipes, a plaster, or this, and I'm like, do we have enough water? Do we need to have, like, canned goods in the car? You do. It changes your life. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Well, I remember when the pandemic started.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'd already been watching Walking Dead for years, and I was like, oh my God, it's happening.
Oh, no.
Oh my God. You know what I mean? Listen, I was hosting AGT, and then the audience just started filing out, and I was like, oh Lord. It's literally the end of the world. And when the whole world stopped, and you realize this could happen. Dude, I'm telling you, goosebumps back again.
Yeah.
So I've definitely had nightmares about zombies, about what this whole thing could mean. And it's really, really, this is one reason why it works. This is why this whole world and universe works.
I'm glad you didn't take it too literally when the pandemic started. Hey Terry, can I borrow some? Get him in the brain! Oh, Christ. It wasn't, it's not that. It's not that.
Not yet.
It's not easy. Thank you so much for, oh my God, Button Lady! I still recognize you even with the mask. How are you? It's so wonderful to see you.
It's wonderful to see you too, Chris. I'm so glad you're back here.
Thank you. I've missed you. I've missed all this. I hope everything is well. Can I help facilitate a question for you?
Certainly. Even though this is an anthology, and I noticed that some of the stories seem like they're taking place before, some are during, some maybe after our timeline. Is there any connectivity maybe in there?
Good question. Is there connectivity?
Well, there's Alpha, so obviously you get the return of that character. And then we've peppered in a little bit of something that true fans might recognize. They might not, but it's not, we weren't too overt about it, so.
But through this, like, couple of seconds, we built up a giant other mythology.
We did, yeah. We came up with a whole other stuff.
Yeah.
Robot aliens.
Along those lines.
Come down.
But you'll recognize
comes a
them.
whole other show. Thank you, Bud Lady. It's just so wonderful to see you. Hi, what is your name? What's your name?
Hi there. My name is Jessica. Huge fan, obviously. Big fan of Alpha. My favorite villain so far.
Really?
So
Oh,
fantastic. Yes, loved you in Harlots for that matter too, and other things you've done. But just curious, is if they gave you the opportunity to do a larger spin-off prequel, would you be interested?
Of course.
I'm in too. I'm in.
I know.
I'm in. I want to make.
Bated breath, waiting here.
That's a good.
I feel
idea.
like if I announce it, technically it has to come true, right?
Can we announce it right now?
Yeah. Very excited for the Alpha spinoff.
Hey, it's my son, Isaiah.
Isaiah! Isaiah! You predicted the shirt was gonna open.
Yeah, I did.
You're gonna ask him for money.
This is a question for everyone. How long do you think you guys would survive a real zombie apocalypse?
That's a good question.
Is
Well,
this?
I think I've got alpha in me anyway a little bit, so I think I'd be fine.
In this reality, do we retain all the knowledge that we have gained from this?
Yeah,
I was just hoping your
I've
question
bought a survival kit before.
You what?
I've bought a survival kit. I'd love to have a ton of canned food, water,
Yep.
just reserved, just in case.
Just in
anything goes
case.
Down. So I think once that runs out, I have no idea.
Listen, you know what? I got a theory about this. This is so crazy. You know, the fact is when y'all look at this world, the dead are really not the problem. If we stuck together, we could beat the dead. But the problem is that we would turn on each other.
Yes, people ruin everything. Humans are the
And
worst.
that's the thing. I would be like, I'm good. And then somebody would go, ah.
Listen,
I think I would last until my betrayal, is what I'm saying. Maybe my son might betray me.
Oh, getting personal. I think if you let me use your father as my weapon, I've got a good chance of surviving for a while.
I thought your question was going to be like, my question's for Terry Crews. Can I have the car tonight?
And $20.
Good to see you, Isaiah. What is your name? What is your question?
Hello, my name's Dominic. I got a question for Terry Crews. I know you said you're a big fan of the show. Just wondering who your favorite character was and why.
Wow.
From any series? From any of the series? Or from the original show?
You know,
We'll say the original show.
Okay. Listen, Tyrese. Jack Coleman. I tell you, man, he was a gentle, beautiful giant who cared so much. Like he just would not stop caring. Is what I loved about it. I get choked up. I literally am choked up thinking about him because he was caring so much about everything. The way he treated the little babies and the way he treated everybody. Tyrese, I said, man, he is my soulmate. You know what I mean? And I feel that for anybody out here, all the Tyrese fans out there, I'm telling you, I love him. And I can't wait to hopefully one day work with him because he's a brilliant actor and what an amazing job he did.
Thank you for your question. Time for one more question on this panel. If anyone... Oh, is it you, Dominic? Dominic, do you want to... Okay. What's your name? Which question?
My name is Honesty.
Yes.
So we were mentioning, you guys were just talking about aliens, Bill Paxton. So this goes out to anyone up there. What is your favorite Terry Crews one-liner?
Oh my
The entirety of Idiocracy.
You know, Idiocracy, without a couple jokes, it's a horror movie. We all know that. Yeah.
No, my son asked me what's the scariest movie I've ever seen. I say Idiocracy.
It is Idiocracy. It's a documentary now. Thank you.
As we're kind of wrapping up this panel, first of all, thank you all for being here on this panel and for being part of Tales of the Walking Dead. Anything? Did you want to say something as Terry and as a huge fan of The Walking Dead? You know, in this final season.
First of all, I want to. I've been spending a couple days here and having the most wonderful talks with Samantha, and let me tell you, the qualities, the deep. She's so amazing. You got to give Samantha Morton all her props because Alpha was an extremely hard character to do, and I have never seen anybody just pull that. Because I was scared to meet her. That was the wild part. And I said, "Oh my God!" The last 2 days we've had these wonderful conversations, and I'm just First of all, I love every member of this cast, this crew. We worked so freaking hard. We did a whole movie in 10 days. And these guys have been doing this for years. And I love what they do. And you have to understand, it is a labor of love. 100%. It is all for you. You have to know that. And that's one reason why I'm here. Danny, Sam, everyone, it's for you. And we love you.
We do. We love you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I also want to give Channing and Michael an opportunity. Is there anything you want to say, you know, in this final season of The Walking Dead?
Just please like it.
Fair.
Yeah. I do really hope that we cater to the original fans of the show and that we bring something new to the table for the people who haven't seen it before. I know it can feel overwhelming because there's so much Walking Dead content and it's serialized and it might be hard to dip in, but these are one-offs. They are little movies. You'll be caught up the moment you start it. So please tune in.
All right, Michael.
Listen, The Walking Dead's ending. You know, I mean, this is my family. Everyone I've created with, through, and that we've expanded into this. But it is something truly special, and to every one of us who have been allowed to have the opportunity to create for over a decade together. You know, it has formed us, it's transformed us, it's created and expanded our family, and I've met people that I want to create with the remainder of my life, and it's because of you guys, because you loved it, because you fueled it, and because you kept it going, and so I really can't thank you enough. I mean, this is what we're all about.
Danny, is there anything you want to say for the Walking Dead fans?
Well, first of all, I can't wait for you guys to watch the entire series. I think it's going to be something really special that is only going to build on the world you already love, and it's going to give you more to love about it, more to bring in that little magnifying glass and see all the different stories of all of us in this room that will be portrayed through this anthology. And I think I appreciate you guys for taking us in with open arms. You guys, like the energy in this room is unbelievable. So first of all, thank you for that. And I'm just excited for you guys to really enjoy it and to sit there with your popcorn, whatever it is that you guys make at home, to tap in, and it's going to be wonderful.
And finally, Samantha, anything you want to say to Walking Dead fans on this final season?
I'm a little emotional because it was the best job I could have ever wished for and had, and the response to Alpha was mind-blowing, and I can't thank you all enough. And also, what an incredible show. I mean, insanely brilliant, with amazing actors, writers, shot on film. How incredible is that? You're going to meet them in a sec, but I just thank you, and thank you everybody, and thank you for the kind things you just said, Terry. Wow.